Hello everyone out there in internet land, I am Robin Fierce and thank you so much for joining me for another YouTube tutorial. I am so excited, it is Pride Month and I'm gonna show you how I got this rainbow eye. If you are not subscribed, I'm gonna say this right at the beginning. Please subscribe, put that notification bell on, like, leave a comment down below, share with your friends because we all need a sickening Pride look in our lives this season. So, without further ado, let's get into the look. Alright, so of course, before I get into this look, I have already done my base. We are doing a look with the Hip Dot Meatball collaboration Diamond Diva. Now, they released this palette for Pride, but they're also keeping it after, I believe. But look at this, all these cute colors. And, you know, I stan Meatball, and she almost ran over me at DragCon. But to be run over by Meatball would have been a dream because I love Meatball. Meatball is literally one of my favorite drag queens. She is hilarious. She has a podcast with Big Dipper. Like, I've been following her for a while. So, without further ado, let's get into the Diamond Diva. So the first thing that we want to do, which is something that I always do, is I'm going to bake. The reason why we're also baking at this step is just in case there's any fallout with the palette, especially because we're using a lot of colors today. We don't want that color to be on our highlight. We want our highlight to stay fresh and clean. This is just a great way to keep your highlight clean if you do your eyeshadow after you do your foundation, like I do. So once we have that step done, I'm going to take a little bit of the Anastasia Eye Primer, which is a nice white base, which is great for using color. And I'm just going to paint that onto my lid. Everywhere you're going to put shadow, you want to do a little bit of a prime moment. I'm very excited to be showing you guys this Pride look. I always do some kind of variation of this look every year for Pride. I feel like that's just a staple as a drag queen to do some kind of rainbow look during this time because we are colorful people. I think this year is super interesting because we are getting back to our Pride roots with all the marches and rioting and everything that is going on in the protests. This is also a testament to us, like we are a multifaceted people. We can care about more than one thing at a time. Like we can celebrate Pride and still stay up on current events and give love to the people who need it and support the people who need it. All right, so once the base is done, we're gonna get right into it. I'm going to take a pencil brush, and this is going to be our best friend during this because this is what we're going to like really do the shapes with. There's not gonna be like a lot of like transition colors and all that stuff. We're really just going to focus on placing the color, blending the color, and then we're gonna cut the crease. All right, okay. So first I'm going to go in with Puttanesca? I think that's what this is called. I don't know. You know, your girl's a little bit dyslexic, but the red. We are going to put that red right in the inner corner area and make sure that we are blending that up. And you're really just gonna pack that on. With this, it's also super easy to figure out where the colors go because this is already set up like a rainbow, so you're really just following how it's laid out until you get to the purple. We're just gonna go in with Reba Diva, and that is the orange. Pride is always a moment of reminiscing for me, which I think it is for a lot of people, especially if you've been out for a little while and you consistently go to Prides. I think about a lot like when I came out and how supportive my friends were, the interesting reaction that my father had, and what my stance on coming out was. I definitely took the approach of, you know what, if you ask me, I'll tell you, but other than that, I really have no need to come out to anybody. This is who I am, it shouldn't matter. And in the grand scheme of things, that's how it really should work. You shouldn't have to come out, it shouldn't have to be this whole ordeal about, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen, what are people gonna think? Because do straight people have to come out as straight? No, they just live their life and who they're attracted to. Really for me, after high school is when I took the time to really discover and settle in who I was. I started watching Drag Race. I started really getting into what gay culture was, because that's my storyline. I am a gay man. Like, it's something that I definitely knew for a very long time, but didn't accept. And I guess basically not accepting is kind of like not knowing, or no, not accepting is not accepting. And once I accepted it, I was able to say confidently yes. But the stipulation to that was, I would say that I was bisexual, which honestly is a little bit problematic. Because bisexual people have to deal with people questioning whether bisexuality is a real thing, when indeed it is. Attraction is attraction, and you're attracted to whatever you're attracted to. So I think especially when you are coming out, it's super important to really take the time to discover who you are. And discovering who you are is such a journey. It is literally ever-changing, ever-growing, ever-learning experience with yourself. As a person, as people, we are literally always changing. Take a little bit more time before you decide to put a label on yourself, if you want to put a label on yourself, because at the end of the day, you don't have to. Be who you are. I feel like once you grow to really love and accept yourself, you can really, really learn to love and accept other people. I feel like the people who shout the loudest about the wrongness of people being different, insert whatever that different is, are people who don't know how to love themselves and just choose to stay ignorant. And you know, it's very cliche to say, and anybody who watches Drag Race knows, if you can't love yourself, how are you gonna love somebody else? For real, for real. Really think about that. And also that goes for acceptance too. If you cannot accept yourself for who you are and what you are and what you do, how are you going to do that for somebody else? How are you going to accept the trans person that you see walking down the street? How are you going to accept the gay, LGBT, anyone in the spectrum? How are you going to accept the Black person, the Middle Eastern person, the Jewish person? Like, love yourself, accept yourself, and it will make it so much easier. Oh my gosh, so much easier to do that for other people. Each section is going to be pretty small. Right now, I'm truly just placing the color where I want it to go. Once I have everything placed, I'm gonna go through again and just blend it a little bit more. This is the basics. I'm also doing my pulled up look. So on the ends, you see it goes up towards the brow from the outer V here. If there are any parents watching this, at the end of the day, the person that you raise, the person that you love is still the person that you love. There is just an added layer. People are like onions. We have so many layers. And those layers continue to grow as you get older. And if you don't like the onion reference, guess what? Fine. People are trees. The more they grow, the more there are rings inside. Layers. Layers, layers, layers. And before I move on, I'm gonna brush away a little bit of the excess and then just add a little bit more powder where I brushed away. And at the bottom of this look, I'm going to pull down that purple. And this is also going to help you really solidify that shape. To be able to just live your life is a gift. To be able to just do the things that you love without worrying about the expectations of others is so powerful. At the bottom of this, I'm also going to do a little bit more transition color than I do at the top, because honestly, I didn't do any transition color at the top, which I'm fine with. So I'm going to take, these names, man, I'm going to take Whip Crack MP3, which is this color here. I don't know the name of this color. I'm not that kind of gay. I don't know color names, but as of today, this color is Whip Crack MP3, and just bring that on the clean brush that I haven't been using. Place a little bit of that right under as a transition. I'm going to take Prime Membership and do that literally right under Comfort Plus, which is this darker blue. Well, it's kind of a medium blue. I'm gonna take Ashley O, which is this pink color here. RuPaul said that she put the colors like this too for trans representation of our trans brothers and sisters. So, you know, yeah. So now for the fun part, we are gonna cut the crease. So we're gonna take the same Anastasia primer that we used and just use that as our cream to cut. And again, I love a pulled look, so that's pretty much what we're going for with the lid as well. It's nice to have one palette with all these colors in it, and it's especially great, I feel like, if you're like traveling. So at the bottom here, we're going to take this purple and bring it up to really cut the cut crease that we just did to make it look sharper. First, before I do that, I want to set the cream that we just put on, the primer that we just put on with white, which is gonna be this one right here, which is Sprinkle. I think it's really awesome that this Pride season, a few organizations like Rhode Island Pride I was in that really took the time to pause regular Pride and give platforms to people of color, specifically Black people of color. And also, don't forget, just because we are fighting for a great cause and elevating Black voices does not mean that you can't also have such an amazing pride and love for your LGBTQ plus community in your heart. Like, again, we are multifaceted as a people, and we can care about more than one thing, and we can fight and celebrate at the same time. So just like I did on this side, this is where we're really pulling in that color, kind of like it's a liner, and just sharpening the cut crease that we did and really like making it pull out at an angle. It's all about the angles, darling. All about the angles. If you need to clean up the top of this, like the lines up here that you did with the cut crease, I would suggest getting a small, flat, do I need to do the YouTuber thing like this? A small, flat, rounded, kind of dense brush, and then you can really just use this to really control what you're doing. You can do as Meatball does and do white right here. So I'm just going to take the white and pat that at the arch of my brow. Okay, and to spice up this look, if you followed my last tutorial, I'm gonna do something similar to that and do a little dot here, a little line just like we did before, and boom. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mine isn't perfect. And literally same thing like before. You want to clean it up, just take that same like flat brush with whatever color is in that area and just do like a little touch up. I'm gonna open up underneath also by doing some lines here. For this look, I prefer to do a more thin liner, which is really just going to help me blend my lashes. I'm gonna finish the face and then I'll be right back. All I have left to do is put on my lashes, and also I figured I should give these stencils. You can't really see all the shapes and stuff, but there's different stencils. There's diamonds, there's lightning bolts. I'm gonna use one of the gender symbol ones on here and show you guys how that works. I definitely recommend getting one of these lash tools here. You see how it's like curved, so like it's not as awkward when you're putting on your lashes. So these are Lash Corp lashes. They're really the only lashes that I wear. And you really wanna make sure that your lash glue is tacky when you're putting your lash on. Lashes set. Now let's play with these stencils. I'm a little bit scared because just putting anything on top of my foundation, I always get a little bit worried. So this one has 4 of the gender symbols on there. I'm going to put it where I usually put my mole, which is right here. Stick that on top. Boom. And then we are going to use the eyeshadow to fill it. Before we do that, let's see, where is it? We're gonna take some of that base from earlier and we're gonna fill in the shape. And be careful not to go past the end of the sticker. And you wanna make sure on all ends, the sticker is flat on your face so that you don't mess up the shape. So we're gonna take the 3 colors here that represent the trans flag and use that on this. White in the center. And I'm using a small dense brush, the same one that I was using earlier to clean up. And then we're gonna go in with the pink. And then I'm gonna go in with the blue. And there's some really nice shimmers in here. So I'm gonna take Sweaty and pop a little bit of that on the blue. And these shimmers are literally glitter. I'm gonna put Wig Snatch on top of that pink. And I wish they had a white shimmer, but the colors that they have for the glitter are really cute. Okay, the moment of truth. We are going to take this off. Nice and slow. That's there. It's cute. I like it. I do like the idea of the stencil. I don't know if you can necessarily see these two colors. I shouldn't have put like the darker shimmer on top. I should have just left it how it was. But it's there. I think it's cute. I'm still gonna do my mole. And this is pretty much the look. I have to go film at Trip 429 in Norwalk, Connecticut for a little Pride show. And let's see how this makeup stays on throughout the day. And I'll do my intro and exit when I come back. Hopefully the makeup is still intact. So we'll see. Kids, this is the final look using the Hip Dot Meatball collaboration Diamond Diva palette. Honestly, I think it's a good palette if you are looking for something with just a bunch of color in it. I definitely 10 out of 10 do recommend this Hip Dot Meatball palette, Diamond Diva. Literally, Meatball is one of my favorite drag artists, and I'm so glad that she came out with a collaboration with Hip Dot because I honestly really like it. All of the colors are colors that we usually see her use in her makeup, all solidified in this palette that is for Pride, but also she says that they're going to have it year-round. It's not just for Pride season. But literally, this palette is great for the person who wants a palette with a bunch of color on the go. Like, this is a good palette if you're traveling, especially because a lot of palettes, they have all your... These fireworks have been going off for the past 3 months. I am so sick of it. Can we leave the fireworks for the actual holiday? Oh my gosh. But if you guys like this look, like the palette, you can go to hipdot.com and purchase it. I believe it's $30. It's up to you to try. This is not a sponsored video. I just have an enthusiasm. That's the word, right? Enthusiasm, a love for makeup. And I want to share with you guys one of my versions of this Pride look. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave comments and share because there is more to come. I hope you guys liked my recent music video. Hoping to do more of those as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And on that note, I will see you all again in the next video. Bye everyone out there in internet land. Happy Pride!